Hi, I'm Mark D'Angelo. I'm here in Wyandotte with banddirector.com, and I'm standing here with J.D. Shaw. He's the caption head and arranger for Phantom Regiment. J.D., it's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
And I know we have a little bit of rain outside, so rehearsal got moved around. And what's the season been like so far for the Corps?
Season's been good. The kids have been here we started around May 19th. We have what's called Brass Boot Camp, where all the brass players come in, and we work a lot on just fundamentals of playing, brass pedagogy, but also incorporating that with some of the physical demand that is required. So there is definitely a boot camp element to it, just trying to get them strong, get them ready for the athletic demands of the drum corps show. And so then we started learning the show about 2.5 weeks ago, and we're 2 competitions in, and we're just still trying to work all the bugs out. And but the kids are doing well. This is one of the best teaching environments you can possibly imagine, because the kids wake up in the morning, you get to work with them for 12 hours, and there's no administration or anything like that. It's just pure teaching, and on their end, it's pure learning. And so they have a good time. It's hard, but we have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs while we do it.
I know drum corps is a huge part of my experience as well, and I always tell people I probably learned more in a summer of DCI than I learned in a few semesters of college.
Right.
And what are some of the educational elements that you were able to present in the program this year that is going to be something maybe new to the Corps that you haven't experienced in the past, but you're excited about?
I'm not sure there's anything really new. A lot of it's new to them. We like the program here has been pretty consistent over the last few years. We do a lot of breathing exercises, a lot of real fundamental things like finding the center of the instrument, which I think is a real important thing that sometimes gets neglected just due to the constraints of time in a public school setting or something like that. Is really getting these kids to understand what it feels like to play absolutely in the center of the horn and find the place where the horn rings the most and gets the most beautiful tone quality. Also trying to get them to explore all of the colors of the instrument. Sometimes it's real easy as we get into concert setting to kind of get to work on one particular tone quality, but there's a large range of colors that these instruments are available, that are capable of, and so we want to explore. We want to explore the dark sounds, we want to explore the bright sounds, we want to explore loud, soft, whatever we can do. So getting the kids to understand the proper pedagogy to perform those things accurately, and not only just be able to hear it, but able to feel it as well. So we give them 2 tools: a feeling, a kinesthetic feeling, and also an oral feeling as well.
As a high school band director, I feel like I can be very impatient at times, and we want to get the show on the field,
right,
and we want to, get as much out there as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I can skip those steps, the important fundamentals and
right,
finding the center of the pitch and everything you talked about. Is that something that you'll focus on throughout the entire season? And you have a very important fundamental block in the morning, and then you get into the music. Can you describe maybe what your daily rehearsal schedule is?
Yeah, we do fundamentals every single day until the very final day. If we don't have that basis, the kids will only get to a certain level, and then we won't be able to improve any longer anymore. It will hit kind of a plateau. So it's also one of the most consistent things they have on a day-to-day basis as we're traveling from town to town, sleeping on gym floors, all this kind of stuff. The one thing they can hang their hat on is the fundamental block in the morning. It's exactly the same, and that it's not just going through the motions of it, that there is a progressive thought process that they are trying to achieve every day in what we're doing. And so, I mean, there are programs out there that maybe don't stress the fundamentals as much as we do. But I think it's important for us that these kids leave here not just being able to play an 11.5-minute show well. They need to be able to go and be great musicians and great brass players and great thinkers about it. So that's very important to us. We have championships. We've been very successful, but one of the biggest compliments we ever get is when I hear a music teacher come and say, "Boy, I really like your students because they know how to think and they have the discipline to work." And that's the biggest compliment that anybody could give to me about the experience here.
We've really enjoyed hosting you here in Wyandotte, and hopefully the rehearsal days that you have here will be very productive for you as you go into the season. I know that your instruments that you're using, we got some of the baritones here from Jupiter. I know you guys have had a relationship with Jupiter for a while.
Yep.
What are some of the things that you like about the Jupiter horns?
Well, when our relationship with Jupiter started, we had just won a championship, and we were playing some different horns, and so they said, well, here, look at these horns. And they had had somewhat of a reputation in the past as not being necessarily the highest quality, and so I mentioned that to them, and they said, well, we have we've really tried to right the ship, and we have the best factory in the world, and now we're putting the R&D with it, and so we sat down, we started talking about the horns and things we could do to improve them, and quality control, and so they brought the horns to me, and we just started testing them side by side with a lot of the other brands that were out there, and across the board, I liked these the best. These were the best instruments for us to be able to explore the colors that I was talking about before. In terms of the trumpets, we wanted an instrument. Sometimes it's really easy for everyone to think, oh, we got to go large bore, large bore, large bore. But at the same time, you want to be able to get a good spin on the sound, and so we didn't want to go so large bore that the kids are overworking to try to play. The mellophones, my philosophy on a mellophone is it's not a French horn, and it shouldn't sound like a French horn. It should sound like a mellophone. And so I wanted to develop an instrument that really soared in that alto voice, and that one does it. In terms of our low brass, we have a tradition here at the Phantom Regiment for being known for pretty beefy low brass. We don't march baritones, we march all euphoniums. And so having a euphonium that was able to handle all the dynamic and color responsibilities was very important, as well as some of the logistical, ergonomic issues, because it's a very large instrument, probably the hardest one to hold, even harder than the tuba probably, just because the tuba's sitting on your shoulder. And then for tuba, it was a lot about ergonomics and making sure sight lines and the way the thing felt in the body, just to try to get people relaxed so they could perform on the instrument a little bit better. So we tried to take everything into consideration, both from a musical standpoint and from ergonomic, running around a marching field. And so we're real happy with the way everything has turned out. And I know we have plans for the future with these instruments as well. And so it's kind of constantly moving forward evolution. We're excited about it.